Hi guys, I'm Tana and welcome back to my YouTube channel and to the series that's called Trying Kitchen Things, Baker's Diaries. Basically, this is all about me opening up my own little cafe, hopefully. And the concept, just to quickly sum up, is that every week I would introduce like a special item on the menu that's inspired by a country from around the world. Today, I felt inspired by a country that I hold very dear to my heart because I grew up there, and that is Spain. So today's weekly menu is gonna feature 3 Spanish-inspired menu items, savory item, a sweet item, and a surprise item. I think we should just get started before I keep on rambling about how great Spain is and how amazing food there is. I would literally import oranges from Spain if I had a cafe or a bakery. Everyone needs to try a freshly pressed orange juice from Spanish oranges. Let's begin with the sweet part. And no, it's not churros. That would be too basic. I'm fine! Today we're making a flan. Flans are something I have not eaten since I was a child, but today we're gonna make it happen. And of course, all the recipes are plant-based, so everyone can hopefully enjoy them. For people that don't know what a flan is, it's like a custard pudding kind of thing with caramel on top. That means that we have to make the caramel and then the custard pop. So let's just begin with the caramel, shall we? Also, today I decided to try a new setup. So let me know which one you enjoy most, this one or the ones that I've previously done. So for the caramel part, in a saucepan, we are gonna add coconut sugar, salt, vanilla extract, and water. Quite simple, right? Let me not spill the sugar because I don't have a lot left. Then we add the salt, the vanilla extract, and finally the water. And now we're gonna move over to the stove right here. And in medium-low heat, we're gonna make the caramel. So I'm just gonna mix it. I think my family's gonna love it.
A little later.
So that's our timer. And now we have some things to put this on. I think we're gonna make 2. I would recommend if you have ramekins, put it on ramekins. I don't have that. We have to utilize the equipment we have. And now we have to spread it out like this. It's been a while since I've been to Spain, so we put that to the side. And now the same one, we're gonna put the ingredients for the custard. We're gonna need salt, cornstarch, more vanilla extract, that's what you call it. I'm fine! Agar powder to make it jelly-like. If you don't have this, you can't really make it, I think. I've not experimented with anything else on this. You need this, guys. For vegan baking, it's a must. We're gonna use soya milk. It would be better with almond milk. You have to make sure that the milk that you buy is high in protein because the proteins react with the agar powder better. We're gonna add the sugar. It's not sugar, the salt. Then the cornstarch, agar powder. I love saying that. Agar.
Get some help.
And then the vanilla. And something I forgot, but I didn't. It's some maple syrup. And now we mix this. And the reason why we do it here is because the agar powder reacts with heat. So everything needs to be mixed well. That's stuck there. And now we need to add the milk. That's to throw. Time to open a new one. Remember to always shake it. And now we move over to the stove again. And it's gonna be at high heat for about 5 to 7 minutes until it boils. And then once it boils, we turn it down to medium-low heat. And basically, we are almost done. And now it's just the waiting game, you know, like waiting for it to set in the fridge. It's good that I practice my patience because it's mostly non-existent. Also, you wanna continuously stir because otherwise it can burn. I turned on the wrong stove.
Get some help.
Anyway, let's just get started with the timer now.
10 seconds later.
So we had a little oopsie. It's okay, it's gonna be fine. I didn't burn it yet, so. And now we're gonna put the custard on top. Maybe if I can put it inside, that would be great. Now we'll let it cool for like 5-10 minutes, and then we'll put it inside our lovely fridge and wait for not 1, not 2, but 3 hours exactly. And that's a minimum.
5 minutes later.
So now it's time to put them inside our little fridge. Now we have to carefully place them without spilling. Good night. In Spanish style, they're gonna take a nap, or as we like to call it, a siesta. I'll see you guys when these are set and are ready to enjoy.
The following day.
It was supposed to be a 3-hour thing, but then we had to wait a whole day. I've seen it and it's set, and now it's ready to serve my customers, and I hope they like it. Okay, so we have one here, and this is a surprise for them because they don't know what it is, and it's something that they will also find very nostalgic. Hoy he hecho un flan vegano de España. A ver si funcionando. Primero para todos. I want the review.
Consistencia está bien. Está dulcecito. Tiene un fondo salado.
Sí, es cierto. Pero tiene sal, ¿cierto? La mía que dice muy así. Tiqui, tiqui. Yo qué soy, pero...
La consistencia.
La consistencia es así. El color también. El dulzor está bien también.
Out of 10, how much?
Yo un 7.
Pero te doy un 6. Es como que al final como hasta medio amarguito queda.
Sí.
Now, on to the next recipe, which, I mean guys, do we get more Spanish for this? Because we're attempting to make a vegan paella. So for this, we're gonna need onion and garlic. I got some mushroom and some bell pepper. Obviously, we need the Spanish rice, vegetable stock. If you make your own, that's perfect, you use that. The most important spice, saffron. If you don't have this, then you're not making paella, you need saffron. And also, we're gonna add some chickpeas. Chickpeas are typically very Spanish, and I decided that with the paella dish, it will go very well. So what we're gonna do is first chop up the onion and the garlic, and then saute that with the mushrooms. Hopefully we can get the crispy button, which is called sarkat. Something you can also add if you like it. You can add olive. This is gonna be very controversial, but I don't like olive. One of the best paellas I've tried was in Liverpool. Hopefully I can get close to that. I don't get how some onions make you cry and others don't. There has to be a science behind it that I'm unaware of. Something else I love about cooking and baking is really getting into the science and the whys behind why certain things happen. It really allows you to understand how to create your own recipes, which is essentially what I like doing. Also guys, appreciate my cutting skills have gone better. This series is not only helping you, it's helping me a lot as well. Plus we're all having fun here. And now we cut this big mushroom. Look at the size of this. I mean, you could cut it if you want it nicer, I guess, but I like the different textures. But again, it all depends on what you like. I still feel like mushrooms are very underappreciated. They give so many different flavors, like I can't even explain it. And now we have the water right here. We have our cube. Perfect. We're gonna put a bit of the saffron right now. Now we're gonna measure the rice. Right now what I'm doing is called mise en place, so I'm trying to have everything prepared so I'm not running around like a crazy old lady in the kitchen. Now the can of chickpeas, also from a Spanish brand. Let me cut the bell pepper, which I almost forgot. And also here you can add any vegetables of your choice. There's some vegetarian paellas that include artichoke hearts. Please don't come at me if I'm wrong. But the most important element of the paella is the sorkat and saffron. Like what you add or not, like you can discuss if it's the authentic one or not. But in the end, the beauty of a paella, I feel personally, is that you can customize it. And I'm just gonna quickly cut the zucchini. Also, I don't have a lot left. Like cutting is actually quite nice, but it takes a long time. It just stresses me out that it takes so long. I'm fine! Okay, well, let's begin. Onions and garlic. Now we have to add the mushrooms, or the mushroom because it's a big one. I'll add a bit of salt so I can draw out some moisture. In the meantime, preheating this oven at 180 degrees because we're gonna make some crispy chickpeas. And at this point, we add a bit of the stock water. This is it. And then we're gonna add something I forgot to tell you about is the chopped tomatoes that we need to add. Then zucchinis are next. The fun part, the rice. So you wanna distribute it everywhere. Making sure the rice is covered. We add a bit of saffron again. Some turmeric for a bit of color. Then we need some rosemary, black pepper. Right now it's bubbling. We want some of the water to evaporate and then we have to cover it. And for the crispy chickpeas, all we're gonna do is gonna put some here, some oregano and some rosemary, and I'll put them in the oven so they can get nice and crispy. And now it's time to clean up, the best part of the process. And guys, I know this is not traditional, but I'm gonna add some seaweed to give it a bit of like a seafood flavor.
Eventually.
But now it's time to serve this deliciousness. It smells so good, guys. But guys, look at this. This paella looks absolutely delicious. And it smells very good. We obviously need to try out a little bit for you. And now, dig in. This reminds me of home. You need to try this recipe. If you came to my cafe, this is one that would push you to try out. Like, you cannot leave my cafe without trying at least one bite of it. But that was another successful recipe. I'm feeling very lucky with this video. But now that the most typical one is out of the way, in a good way, let's move on to the last recipe, which is something that's also very common. In the meantime, I'm gonna go enjoy this. This is for you guys to try. My paella. Tiene, ¿cómo se llama? Con garbanzos porque es típico español. Una cosa... tenemos...
Me gusta.
Now we're ready to make the last recipe of this video, and that is patatas bravas. They're most commonly enjoyed as a type of tapas. I'm very excited to make this because I've never made the sauce before, but for the sauce we're basically it's gonna need some tomatoes, or if you have canned tomatoes that works as well, onion and garlic, and then spices and all that jazz. But that's for the sauce. For the patatas bravas we obviously also need to make some potatoes to make them extra crispy. What we're gonna do is cut them, boil them in baking soda, put them in the oven and roast them. And it's also typically served with alioli. I don't really like very strong garlic flavor. If you want to do that, you can basically combine mayo with garlic powder with a bit of Dijon mustard and olive oil. But let's just get started by first cutting these washed potatoes. Try to cut them all the same size. There's so many types of potatoes. Basically you can never get bored inside the bowl. It's time to cut our onion and our garlic clove. I've been cutting a lot of onion for this, and I don't know how, but I've not cried with this. Kind of happy about that. There's an ice cream truck here, and it's like raining a lot. I don't think there's a lot of children that are gonna be enjoying an ice cream in the middle of the rain, but business is business. Almost there. Okay, now I'm crying. Now the probability of cutting myself has just increased. We're gonna cut the tomatoes after. Let's preheat our oven, and while that is preheating, we have to boil the potatoes. And inside the water, we're gonna add some baking soda. Also, if you don't like your potatoes with skin, then you obviously take the skin out. I don't mind them. So now that the water is boiling, we place our potatoes. Oh. Without spilling hot water all over yourself. Okay, the potatoes have boiled, so now we have to drain this. We season with the spices. We need some smoked paprika, salt, pepper, some garlic and onion powder. Mix them well together. Now that they're mixed in, we are gonna put them inside the oven so they can roast and get all nice and crispy. But in the meantime, we have to make the sauce. So let's move to the stove. We're gonna saute the onion and the garlic. Here I have some vegetable stock. I'm just gonna use a bit. And now we have to add the paprika, cayenne pepper. I'm not good with spice, so I just put a small one. Now we have to add the chopped tomatoes right here. If you want it less chunky, you can blend them beforehand. And then we're gonna add a bit of sugar. We are gonna add this vegetable stock. This needs to kind of like cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Let's clean up a bit, okay?
11 minutes later.
Now it's almost there, and we're gonna add a bit of red white vinegar. Mix it a bit with cornstarch, and you see the tomatoes are almost gone. Spanish cuisine is a lot about tomatoes. If you wanna elevate your Spanish cuisine game, you really have to invest in your tomatoes. Now it's just gonna simmer for a bit. It's smelling good, but I think it's smelling a bit spicy. Might be my mind playing tricks on me. Hope I haven't made it too spicy.
A few moments later.
Our potatoes and our sauce are done, so now we have to plate it. So we got our potatoes here, nice and crispy. Woohoo! Now it's time to add the sauce. I like it chunky, so I've left it chunky. And now what we do is top it up. You could also serve it on the side. Just to be a bit fancy, we're gonna add some oregano. This is done. Look how pretty that looks. It's looking very red. Let's take a piece of potato and dip it in our sauce. Please let it not be spicy. spice is hitting. I'm fine! But wow, I'm so proud of this. What I would do is like put a little thing right like on the side. I don't know, the fact that you could share this is what makes it more special. This, even though it's spicy, it's very good. It's been one of the videos that has brought so many childhood memories back. That was it for this video. Well, I'm enjoying this series so much, like you guys don't even know. I've been learning so many different techniques and really getting into like the science behind cooking. I hope you guys are enjoying the series as much as I am, and that you're also getting something out of it, because after all, we're all here to learn together and have fun. But don't forget to comment down below any ideas that you have or things that you want me to try and cook or bake. I'm up to experiment with whatever recipes you have in mind. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this type of content and you want to join our little growing family, then make sure to click that subscribe button down below that's looking at you right now. Come follow me along this journey, and so you get notified when I upload the next video, which is a very exciting one. Now we've done a lot of European cuisine. We're gonna change it up a bit for the next video and travel to another continent. Any guesses? As they say in Spain, muchas gracias por ver el video y hasta la próxima. Also guys, do you want me to talk more Spanish in my videos? Because I wouldn't mind. That's my offer to you guys. Let me know though.